Hi, this is Bob Miller of the Los Angeles Kings. You're listening to Kings Realm Podcast. Hope you enjoy it.
Welcome to the Kings Realm presented by the Hockey Podcast Network. Be sure you're following us on all the social medias at Kings Realm Pod. Twitch too. We're on Twitch. Do that. Twitch.tv, Kings Realm Pod. Leave us a voicemail. Send us a text at 562-317-0087. So, the Kings dropped Game 3 in Edmonton, setting up a must-win Game 4.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I got for an intro. Let's get into it. I'm Dennis Wilson. That is James Whitlock.
0-1.
0-1. And Jordan is he's got other obligations. And this is just how it worked out. So it's just us two again. Maybe for some weird reason, he'll just randomly show up. We don't know. But
He's probably going to curse us out in the comments, though.
I know he's going to be so mad. This was thrown together very last minute. So
Dennis is in town.
I'm
so,
here.
Like,
I'm in Garudio.
in Garudio.
This is weird. I can hear myself in the headphones. That's not something that happens remote. So I think your gain has been tampered with because I didn't hear the beers cracked. I don't know. Maybe we just got some other fancy noise canceling stuff.
There you go.
As long as you can hear us, I guess that's all that matters.
So true.
Anyway,
Let's get comments up there.
some comments.
Oh, my God. You killed Jordan. You bastard.
Yeah, you killed Kenny. All right, let me pull up
Dennis went all the way into the studio.
all the way in.
He's deep.
God,
Dennis, you should crack another beer just to make sure that the levels are good.
this is already beer number 3. Yeah. So,
How is Vegas as fuck?
in
In honor of the Vegas win tonight.
if this is Vegas as fuck, like Vegas kind of sucks.
Not good.
I mean, it's whatever.
And it's probably old too.
It's a little, yeah. It's not. Doesn't taste as fresh as it could be, but it doesn't taste like it's a bad beer now. Like it's gone bad.
Okay.
It's kind of like,
No,
yeah.
I feel good about that because it's been in there for a while.
I mean,
So.
maybe this is just how this beer tastes when it goes bad. I don't know.
Vegas is fuck.
I will drink it all. We're there. I've had beers where it's like I can't finish this. This is fucking horrible.
I'm glad we're not there.
Yeah. So
This Coors Light tastes like Coors Light though.
Coors Light will always taste like Coors Light, no matter how old that Coors Light is.
Yeah, I forgot how much I do this when we pod in person. Right?
Yeah, where you're just like, huh? Look at this guy over here.
I pull Batman like.
And you're not talking to the mic because you're doing.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
You don't need to look at me.
Totally forgot.
I'm on the screen right there.
That's true. You're right there. YouTube, Twitch. All right. What are we gonna get into?
I mean, we got a game to talk about.
Do you have a game?
It was not at the crypt. So
Okay, we have a 7-4 loss to talk about, but it's not really a 7-4 loss.
yeah,
Score doesn't tell the story.
it does not. Some good, some bad, some really bad, some really good. There's a lot. Man, look at you with your fancy notes. Where's that from?
Kings PR.
What? See, you get the PR link.
Yeah, they do all the good research.
Yeah, like you get to know like
Shout out,
history and stuff.
shout out to I got Luke on here. I got Wayne.
I see Ziggy Palfy on
Palfy,
there. Like, yeah.
Talk about a bunch of shit.
Yeah. You never bring that up when we're actually talking about shit, but
I do. I did last week.
Okay,
That's
well.
where I had general notables because Jordan wasn't here, so I actually had to do work. And by do work, I mean pull up someone else's notes.
Pull up someone else's work and just read it.
Thanks, PR team. But that's what they want us to do. They want us to use the notes.
Yeah, no, that's what they're there for. They very much encouraged it.
I do like this. So I'll tell this little story. The PR team, and apparently PR teams for other teams, love to get one in on the NHL. And by that, I mean the NHL has their own PR team. They have their own statisticians, and they're looking up all these crazy records we talk about all the time. So we were actually, we probably told the story before, where we're in the press box and something happened. It was the shortest first period we felt.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because there was no whistles or something.
Yeah, we went through. There was no TV timeouts. We went straight through. So they said, look it up. Have we ever had a shorter than this game time, this run time before? And they couldn't find anything. They researched it, and the goal was to get it into the NHL stat team before they figured it out. So it's like
a race.
Yeah, did we get it before them? So like there's almost like the unofficial scoreboard of the things that they're able to beat the NHL. So apparently NHL team is like they're on it.
Mm-hmm.
And they stay open for fact finding so that they can get it on the broadcast. So they'll send something in, they'll check it. They stay open. I think it was 3 hours after the last game for all these. Teams.
I remember that.
So that they can call it in, check it in, and for the media that the team's going to put out, they can make sure it's factual. So it's just double checking. But they did actually catch that one and beat them. And so so what they do on the notes here is they also point out that these are stats and stuff that have come in from NHL PR, so that they give them credit too for all the stuff. But yeah, it's kind of fun to know that back end, like,
yeah,
it's this competition who can figure out all these things.
There's rivalries and everything.
And I'll tell you what, the Kings team is on it.
Yeah,
they are checking stuff constantly during the games.
Yeah, when someone comes up with an idea, you see them, they're like, "Ooh, that's a good one." They all go back to the computers and start going at it.
Oh yeah, it's a frenzy. So
it's good stuff.
Cool stuff.
Peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, so let's get into some goals.
We don't want to talk about these first goals, though. I mean, that fucking sucks. All right. Ryan Nugent Hopkins, son of Ted Nugent. Wait, that's probably not right.
That's probably not right.
That's probably.
I'll check with Pierre.
Okay, check with Pierre on that one. Starts it off. Yeah, pretty early in the game, just a couple minutes in. What a dick.
Yeah, nobody asked him.
Yeah.
I mean, just because you're in Edmonton, you want to show off for your friends.
I mean, you got to go get your first goal of the playoffs right now. I mean, like, that's
Rude.
a terrible time.
Rude.
Hate it.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, an original Edmonton fans are. First goal, they start yelling, "Camper, camper!" Like, that's been done, bro.
Yeah, get over yourselves.
Yeah, come on with something new, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Anyway, unfortunately, I only saw some highlights. I was driving last night to get here, so I got to listen to the game. I didn't get to see much of this. I definitely didn't watch any Edmonton goals. So if there's anything notable, just go ahead and
Blurt it out.
Blurt it out, because I didn't get to see it. I just listened. Then 8 minutes into the game, almost 9 minutes, Bouchard, that Bouch bag, gets a power play goal.
What a Bouch.
Yeah, assisted by Draisaitl. Yeah, after having a terrible game too, this is something that happened. He did that.
That's a thing.
That's the thing he did. And
I mean, I think just 2 goals were good goals. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I mean,
well done.
Bouchard's got a hell of a shot, and we'll keep that in mind for later on. So, but Kempe comes back just before the end of the first period for his 4th goal of the playoffs, assisted by Doughty and Kopi. What's up?
I'm looking that, like, I forget when in the broadcast, but I think he's up to like 9 points now in the playoffs.
Well, he's got a couple more points down lower.
Yeah.
Because the second period, Kevin Fiala kicks it off with a power play goal, assisted by Kempe.
I'll tell you, first period, Edmonton did their homework. They and I think Bouchard was talking about after the game is that, you know what, how did it feel? Blah blah. Starting the game off, he's like, listen, every game is its own thing, right? And we go back, we learn something new. And that's the goal. And I was like, so much that I pull my kids in. I'm like, this is why people watch tape, because they learn something new every time, like no matter what. So it sounds like both teams are taking what they learned from the last game. They're going back and figuring out, okay, now with what that other team's doing, what are we going to do, right, to counteract that?
At
So
the playoffs, that's exactly what you have to be doing.
Absolutely. And Edmonton did it. You saw it in the first 10 minutes. Like they looked like a team that came in with a plan. And now they were, they were stopping the Kings from getting through zones, right? And they were actually disrupting the passing. And the passing wasn't as crisp.
And that's the stuff that I miss out on, just being able to listen.
Yeah. You don't see it. So they definitely took charge of that. But then there was a little shift in the momentum when Kempe scored. And then there was a push after he scored. What time was that at?
He scored at 17,
so
18.
In the last 2 minutes, there was a push where they were just going, trying to shoot more. And it felt like the momentum had swung back to the Kings. So you left that period and you said, okay, that sucked. 2 goals. We're down 2-1, but 2-1's nothing, right?
Yeah.
With 40 minutes left. And you felt as a fan, at least I felt as a fan, like, you know what, they were on the right track coming out of that period. So they nullified.
We can do this.
Yeah, they nullified what Edmonton had started.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then they came out pretty quickly, getting another power play for Fiala to score on. And then as the period was winding down, in 15 minutes, Drew Doughty gets a power play goal. So assisted by Trevor Moore and Mr. Dano. So yeah, put him up 3-2. Feeling pretty good at that point.
Yeah, Michelle's got a good point too. There was a lot of weak calls, like
going both ways.
Yeah. I mean,
there weren't a lot of calls. There was 4 calls the whole game.
There was only 4.
Well, I was going to say this stat, but we can talk about it right now since we're talking about
there
that.
might have been a lot of stoppages, but it just seemed like everything they did call was weak.
Both teams went 2 for 2 in the power play, 100%.
That was crazy.
Yep. So 4 penalties called all game, goals scored on each power play. So
Doughty talked about it at the end where he's like, listen, it seems like both teams have the same idea, stay out of the box.
Yeah.
And he's like, and we definitely have that as part of our game plan.
Well, this was the first, that Bouchard power play goal was the first one they've scored all series. But then they went 100% on their power play.
But yeah, it just shows you how dangerous they are and why they want to stay out of the box, because they can.
Well, even just listening, Bouchard sounded like a different player this game.
Well, the second goal, I think Bouchard scored. Which one?
The second goal. Bouchard's was their second goal.
Okay, yeah. So was that where he scores like 8 seconds into the power play?
Oh, I don't know.
Is there any more Bouchard goals?
There's another Bouchard goal that is another power play goal.
Okay, so then that one, yeah, because I think that's what took it to 6-5.
Well, this is a tip in.
Or 6-4.
Yeah, Bouchard was the second goal was a tip in. The first one was a bomb from the play.
Yeah, so that one was it was a face-off, right? Then they enter the zone. Bouchard passes it back and drives in, and it literally, the pass goes through 2 people.
Yeah.
To get right to the, like, he literally just goes right for the net. It's 8 seconds.
Yeah, Daryl mentioned that was a set play.
Like, it's stupid how easy it was, and they just
it's like a set play that they run, and they were,
but no one was on. It was
apparently
like
allowed to run it. The Kings just allowed them to run that set play.
That pass went like damn near half the ice.
Yeah, that's not good.
I guess he would have had to be inside the zone, but
still.
But yeah, he just passed it right through 2 people for the tip in. It was effort. It looked effortless, and it's like, okay, what the fuck? And at that point on the broadcast, they started talking about, the Kings are backing off. Like, they're now letting everybody enter the zone.
Which broadcast did you watch? But was it FanDuel or?
Yeah, FanDuel. Stoli. He was talking about it, and you could see that, like, now they had a lead, and they were just kind of like, they weren't being as aggressive, and you just can't do that. But that got us, so we're 1 down, right? Then there's that crazy Kane goal.
That's coming up. So we're with Doughty's power play goal put us up 3-2. Connor Brown ties it, and then Trevor Moore. I saw this goal. Trevor fucking Moore.
Well, the one he punches in.
No, this is the one where he's like, I'm not going to let Byfield get the only one-handed goal
Yeah. He
this
punched it in.
It was like a twist of his wrist.
Yeah, he pushes and then goes poop at the
Like,
end.
twists it.
Just to get it in, like
one-handed, like fighting off a defender.
It was nice.
Backhands it so he can go to the forehand, and then just like flicks his wrist and in the goal. I was like, I've never seen anything like that before.
If he doesn't, he pushes it out. So by flicking it,
Yeah,
it gets it 5.
It also changed like the angle.
Yeah.
To get that 5 goal, because it looked like Picard was going to have it, but then that little flick just changed it. That was an incredible goal. I watched that like 5 or 6 times in a row. Like that, I just like, what the fuck did I just?
I mean, the NHL had it up on socials within an hour.
I mean, that is one of the best goals of the playoffs so far, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
And just the fact that he had to like fight with his other arm the whole time, that was insane.
Does that get us out of?
It gets us gets out of the second with a 4-3 lead.
So Trevor Moore interview in the intermission, cool as a fucking cucumber, dude.
Yeah,
that guy. I mean, but it's hit calculated answers, no emotion on his face. Boom, boom, boom. We good? Out. Like he was so focused. So as a fan, I'm now watching this comeback. They scored 3-1 right in that period. And seeing how focused he is, and usually he's a smiley guy, and I'm like, oh shit, they're out for blood.
I noticed it after game 2. Now I'm gonna say something, and I'm not saying it's the exact same thing, but there's hints of it in there. In these interviews, there is a Mamba job's not done mentality that this team has. Like they are channeling that type of energy. It seems like Fogle said it, something to that effect. You know, we still got a long way to go. You know, series isn't over. Brant Clark, I think, literally said the job's not done. Like, so they are channeling that type of energy, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's the way to be.
Yeah, and so they're not getting. All of them, like, it's more of a cliche in hockey and in sports. You can't get too high, can't get too low. That is a very common theme in the interviews. But the fact that Warren Fogle said something to that effect, and I'm pretty sure Brant Clark just said the job's not done, makes me feel like somebody has like shown this interview, like after game 2, like shown that Kobe interview where he's like pissed off and he's just like, "Why are you so upset? You're up 3-1 or whatever." He's like, "Job's not done. What's there to be happy about? Job's not done." Like, I feel like that is like the vibe that they're like bringing in the locker room.
I don't hate it, but I'll tell you what, I see the Kings play their best hockey when they're having fun.
It's true.
So when you look at the bench, you see them smiling, and that's when they're scoring 6 goals.
That's why I say there's like, it's not the exact same thing, right?
Yeah. So I pray
there's that vibe to it, though.
I pray we don't get too serious about it, because the Kings are very good at overanalyzing and beating themselves.
Yeah, when they have a great time when they're scoring goals. So I mean, you look at the comeback, you know, in this game, you know, you watching the highlights, you can see it when they score goals, they're going crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, this, like, after game 2, Brant Clark, his celebration, like that was like the NHL, that was the first slide in their playoff pictures that go hard post. It was Brant Clark, that, you know, just him like yelling after scoring that goal.
Yeah.
So they are definitely, when they're on, they're having fun for sure. But there is that underlying, like, hey man, we're not getting too jacked up on this. Like, this is a good team over there. Job's not done. We still have to focus. We still have to do all this stuff. So I love it. I think it's great. So third period.
Yeah. Vander Kane stabbing that puck in the net.
Yeah.
Just slapping that puck.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Until the whistle blows.
Like slapping.
Just bitch slapping.
Yeah, bitch slapping.
Pistol whipping. Is that
pistol whipping?
Pistol whip that.
You pistol whip that shit. Yeah. He's going for any shitty remark I can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, and this is obviously the most talked about portion of the game, and we'll spend a little time on it, but I don't think we need to overkill it because everybody in the NHL has talked about it
True.
yesterday and today. They're still beating that horse today.
Uh-huh.
Um,
And Kings fans are especially talking about it.
oh yeah. Like first of all, the goal, hey, he played it well.
You know what? You can't fault him for what he did.
He played it perfect.
He did everything that you're supposed to do as a hockey player in that situation.
Yeah, I hate to even give him props, but
He did everything you're supposed to do. And he kept at it. The whistle wasn't blown, and he got it in. The shittiest part is the challenge. Like they looked at it. Yeah, I mean, I hate to give him props, but sick play, like kicking it and then being able to push it in with the stick after kicking it. Ballsy move for one, but I don't. In listening to Josh and Daryl on the radio, they immediately were just like, "What are we challenging?" They're like, "Oh, they're challenging for goaltender interference," and Daryl's like, "I don't see it."
yeah, no. So in the broadcast, they just over and over, right, on Vandal, they over and over played this from the top angle multiple times, and you clearly see him hit it in with the stick. And they were like, it is a distinct kicking motion that is absolutely not a goal. Like, nobody's talking about this. And I'm like, how are you not seeing
his stick?
Like, Foxy's just not calling it out. And he just doesn't see it at all. And I don't know if that's you're in the moment, you have a small screen. I don't know what that is. But, like, when you're watching it at home on your TV, you're like,
on your 80-inch TV.
Yeah, it clearly is.
Yeah. At first, Josh and Daryl didn't see it, and then I forget which one, but one of them saw it. It's just like, oh, there it is, right there. He hits it with his stick, right? And that was during the original like NHL review of the goal,
right?
The Toronto review, right? And they saw that, so like that is a good goal. Now, is there goaltender interference? And Daryl's like, I don't think so, because Kemper is not trying to get back to another position. He's laid out.
Right.
He is not stopping him from getting back into another position. Yes, there's contact made, but he is not moving, and Kane is not preventing him from getting to where he wants to be because he's just laid out.
Right.
That's not goaltender interference.
Number one. Number two, it's a free puck. Right.
Yeah.
Number three, he's got Kopi pushing him in.
Yeah.
Like Kopi's momentum pushing him in too, which also means that they will not like give you goaltender interference. Like there were so many things saying no.
Yeah.
And then, but on the broadcast, they're still circling like the connection of the feet. And it really wasn't skate to skate. It was skate to stick to skate. Right. And nobody's like even calling that out. Like, no, there's like, he quite honestly doesn't even make contact with the goalie. He makes contact with the stick. And I'm just like, why are you trying to justify? And they're like, we're not saying it is, but if this is the only thing we can see, and they were pretty good about saying that this is the only thing we can see, they would be challenging.
Fox is good at that. And he like this is what I think they're probably looking at, but like I don't see it. Like,
but he didn't go there.
He didn't go there.
Nobody on the broadcast went there and said, this is definitely not something you should challenge. And like everybody, I think watching is like, this is definitely something you shouldn't challenge.
Yeah, Daryl Evans was like, this is going to be a good goal.
And they call timeout, and then the ref goes over to the bench, and I'm just like, I was in a hotel watching, and I'm just yelling, "Do not challenge! Do not challenge!" I'm trying to explain to John what it was, and sure as shit, I'm like, "Well, there goes that. That's a 2-minute minor."
Yep.
And when the game is tied with 6 or 7 minutes left, and
yeah, I mean, I know they're looking at iPads and stuff, but they have somebody somewhere in that arena that has a much bigger screen.
They can zoom in. They're
talking. Yeah, but they're talking to other people, like getting opinions and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And when I watched the replay, I was like, that's what we challenged. Like Kemper's fucking laid flat on his stomach. Like there's no way that's goaltender interference.
And they had a timeout, so they had plenty of time to talk. It's
Yeah, they
not
took a
like they had
timeout to look at it. That's right.
like that. I'm sorry. It's just that was a bad team operation or team management decision. That was very bad. Like you don't even it has to be definitive, absolutely, with 6 minutes left in the game.
Especially with that team. You have to
Yeah.
be sure.
You never want to get so if you're telling your team, if you're telling all the players, stay the fuck out of the box, then you can't then turn around and make a decision that puts one of them in the box.
Yeah. So Mikey says the only thing that could have been goalie interference was Kane's right skate to Kemper's left skate. What makes that not goalie interference is Kemper wasn't trying to move.
Yeah.
To where
he didn't have a skate dug in that got kicked up.
Yeah. Kane is not preventing him from making a save. That's goaltender interference. And he wasn't. Yeah.
Kane was giving him a backstop to actually push off. Like he was actually helping him if he wanted to get up.
Yeah. So I just, and for Hiller after the game to say, like, we felt it was in our favor. It's like, where did you see that?
How? Yeah.
There's not one person that I have seen that is like, oh, the NHL got that one wrong because this, like, no, everybody's just like, yeah, that was not goaltender interference. Even all the Kings fans that are, on the
he was Snorlax.
What's it? Spit and Chicklets or Bleacher Report, somebody is just like, should this have been a goal? And even all the Kings fans are like, that was the dumbest fucking challenge I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like that, there was no way that was goaltender. Like not one Kings fan in that was just like, oh, that should have been a goal.
For a coach who has a very good record of challenging this year.
I don't get it.
I believe before the playoffs, he was like in the 80 percentile on winning challenges.
That's tater tot numbers.
Yeah, he I believe has some great challenge numbers. And so it's I just, man, you just really screwed the pooch on this one.
Especially because like that's the goal to tie it. Like at least like either try and like get another goal or get into the intermission and like come up with a game plan for overtime.
Yeah, you can't
like you just to gift them another power play when they've scored their first power play goal. And I mean, Edmonton was buzzing at the time. You could tell even listening, they were buzzing. They had some momentum going, score that goal, then get the challenge like in their favor.
Yeah,
dude, that just jacked that team. And you gave a timeout plus the challenge. You just let Draisaitl and McDavid get a good rest.
Yeah, they I mean, and scoring 8 seconds.
8 seconds into it.
Like they made sure it stung. They made sure that call stung.
I want to know who turned around and looked at Hiller on the bench after that. Like, the fuck was that? Like, because somebody had to have on that bench.
I know if I was on the bench, I would be like, wow. Ooh, yeah, wow.
It's a real bad look there, coach.
Man. Yeah. I mean, I wanted Hiller to take a little more responsibility in the post game for it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like you can't put an entire game on one decision or one goal or whatever, especially when there's freaking you score 4, the other team scores 7, right? That's a lot of fucking goals. You can't put the entire game on one decision or goal, but like
you have to, you can on this one.
In this one,
absolutely.
I feel like that the entire game that was on this one. And
it's 4-4. You play the rest of the 6 minutes out. Next score wins.
Yeah.
Right.
Like just take that one on the chin. If you feel it was goaltender interference, but you weren't like 100% sure, you take that one on the chin and just, go out there and you're the better team 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Go out there 5-on-5.
Man, that one to potentially be up 3-0 and now have to be 2-1 because of a decision, a bad decision.
Yeah. But you know what?
It's not a messed up play. It's not someone out of position. This is just a bad fucking cool-headed, right? Time to think about decision, not an in-game moment that was messed up, right? If it's a player and they fuck something up, you know what? 9 times out of 10, they do that right?
Yeah.
So you take that one and you're like, okay, well, let's just get it back. That one, fans have a right to be pissed off about it. It shouldn't have happened. No excuse.
Yeah. So, I mean, the game ended out. Bouchard scored that goal that we talked about, on that set play, 8 seconds into that fucking power play, which is just at that point, like that had to have zapped anything that the Kings had left in the tank just because it happened so fucking fast and so effortlessly. So, yeah. And then McDavid and Brown each get an empty net. And
Yeah, if your name was Connor.
yeah, Connors were on it there on the empty netters. So, yeah, not good, but I think we're at a point right now where, I mean, I said this to begin with, that I felt that there wasn't going to be a sweep, but also this can't go back to LA 2-2.
No.
It absolutely cannot. That would, I mean, I still feel like even if it does, like it's definitely not over. Kings are fantastic on home ice. They can continue that, but this fucking Edmonton team, as hurt as they are, as whatever you want to say, they're not as good this year. Those two guys are still fucking dangerous. And like, it is a team sport, but even Foxy says those two guys can win this entire series by themselves. They can win the Stanley Cup by themselves if they had enough, energy to get it done. So you can never count them out when both of them are on the ice. So it's still scary, but like even going back 2-2, it's odds are good that they're not losing at home, right? So, but I just don't think that this can.
I'll tell you what,
They got to win.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the team that would be in round 2 than I am about this team here. Like, this is not the hardest team you're going to face.
Nope.
So you need to make quick work of them, get the few days rest, and get ready for round 2. So it's got to end, and it's got to end, unfortunately, now in Edmonton.
Yeah, I mean they got it. If they win this next
No,
game,
no, they can win here. Never mind.
no, I mean
3-1, 4-1.
Yeah. Isn't it 2-2, 1-1-1?
2-2, 1-1-1.
Yeah. So they got one more game.
We go 3-1, then win it here.
Yeah.
I have it winning in 5 anyway, so
So this works out for you. Perfect.
kind of works out. It's just frustrating how it worked out.
Yeah. It's not the decision you want to see.
This is not the game
yeah.
I wanted to give, but
Yeah.
I would rather be 3-1 and then, or 3-0 and then give one.
Give one and then just shut them down. Yeah. So, yeah, it frustrating. I mean, I was driving, so I was just like shaking my head. I had like one AirPod in, and Laura's like, "What's going on?" I was like, before they even they announced that it was going to be a good goal, I was like, I think Hiller just made a very big mistake.
Yeah.
So
I was pissed.
Yep, you got a bug. All right.
Well, fans, are we ready to win some real cash during basketball playoffs? Check out Pick 6 from DraftKings. When it comes to basketball payouts, DraftKings Pick 6 posterizes the competition, including prize picks. Hit all your picks and score higher minimum payouts on Pick 6 Plus, even more cash if you outscore the competition. Pick 6 is available on most states, including Missouri, California, Texas, Georgia, and more. New players can get 50 in Pick 6 credits instantly on just a $5 entry. So download DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use promo code THPN. That's THPN for new customers. Play $5. Get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins. Only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms in pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Scene.
And scene. So going back a little bit, Mikey said, but it could have been preventing Kemper from standing his ground with his pad. Obviously, it couldn't have been because
No,
they did not overturn that goal.
everybody was yelling, sorry, you can't win this one. There's no 10%. Nobody was happy with that. I don't know why professional coaches and professional analysts didn't see it.
Like you said, I'm just trying to think of all the excuses. Michelle says no excuses. That's right. I would have judged Hiller so fucking hard. And I am assuming this is not going back to LA 2-2. Michelle says, I hope not, or my TV may suffer damages. That's good. All right.
Actually, no, I got a grab bag.
You got a grab bag? I am not doing that. Last time I did the grab bag, I apparently was mean to my family.
I got a grab bag.
I don't want to be mentored.
From West Coast Whiskey Club.
Oh,
It was the last tasting. This is whiskey number 1.
that's one.
Don't remember what they were, so
So it's like a grab bag.
it's like grab it.
You have to ask Jay. Hey, Jay, what was number one?
What was 1 again? If he's on, he'll tell me.
I don't think he's on. All righty then. Do we have anything generally notable?
Sure.
Get us
General Notables. General Notables brought to you by Mrs. Zach and Harmonicas.
If there's a useless stat of the week in here.
Yeah, I can tell you that Adrian Kempe found the back of the net 3 consecutive appearances to open up Stanley Cup playoffs. That makes him the 5th player in franchise history to post a 3-game goal streak from the start of the playoffs. That's Daryl Evans in 82, Jimmy Carson in 88, Wayne Gretzky in 91, and Dustin Brown in
Brown.
2012.
Huh.
That was a
I would
year.
have thought. I mean, I think good things happened that year.
That was a year.
That,
And it's also another guy that played with Anze Kopitar on his line.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, that
Isn't it 2012 is when he had the multiple games with multiple shorthanded goals, right?
DB.
Yeah. Was that 2012?
I think so. I'm going to go with you on this one.
Yeah. I just remember he had like multiple shorthanded goals. I'm pretty sure it was in multiple games. It was that was a good run. Remember the old times?
Okay, so yeah, Doughty now has the most playoff goals for a defenseman for the
Kings?
team.
Did you say who you surpassed?
He joins 6 active blue liners with as many as Brett Burns had 23, Chris Letang 23, Victor Edmond 23, Kel McCarr 21, and John Carlson with 20.
Cale Makar's already like in that company. He's
Yeah.
only been playing for how many years?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's a special guy.
He's good at hockey.
He is good at hockey.
Good Lord. I mean, you like some of those names. Brent Burns been playing a long time. Chris Letang playing a long time. Victor Hedman playing a long time.
Yeah.
Fucking Cale Makar. Holy fuck.
So also Kopi played his 100th playoff game.
Mhm.
So that is he's the first skater to reach the century mark in the postseason for Kings franchise history.
That's most in history, right?
Yeah.
Franchise history.
I think they said on the broadcast that Doughty's at 98.
It's right there.
So also there. Yeah, and that's it.
Nice. What was that Ziggy Palffy in there? That's all highlighted. Ziggy Palffy.
It goes deep. Kempe becomes just the 2nd player in franchise history to start a postseason with 3-game multi-point streak. And that was Palffy in 2002.
Wow.
So yeah, he's at 9 points as of the end of the game. Palffy was at 7.
Is he still leading the NHL in points?
That would be a good NHL.com.
NHL.com.
Since
I asked, this is why whenever I'm on podcast takes so long, it's because I ask dumb questions like this that we have to research. Let's see. Stats.
should be first page.
There you go. Points. He is still first in points with 9, followed closely by Kirill Kaprizov with 8. McDavid with 7. Tied with Camp Fowler and Kopitar.
Wow.
And Marner.
Kuzmenko is on there before Draisaitl.
5 points. Wonder where Draisaitl is.
Boldy's having a fucking playoff too.
Let's see. Buchnevich. Tied with Phil Deneau with 5.
And Kuzmenko.
And Evan Bouchard somehow.
Man, that's unfortunately that will probably change.
Yeah, for King's favor. Yeah, right. Let's try them.
Okay, game tomorrow. Do we have anything else? We got
Ooh.
voicemails.
Yep. Do we have voicemails?
We do.
Get through some voicemails. Hey, Ottawa didn't get swept. I saw that.
Yeah, went to overtime.
Ooh.
Deep into overtime.
Oh yeah, like multiple overtimes or just deep into.
Just deep in the first. They were gassed. You could just tell both teams were gassed.
Sorry, Michelle. I'm a Leaf hater, so.
Well, I had Leafs in 5, so that helped me too.
That helped you. Just
digging
fucking
that.
nailing your bracket so far.
I'm killing it right now. Let's see voicemails.
Mikey said you have so many voicemails
We do from one person.
because it's Mikey.
Let's see. I'm going to add up the times here. See if I'm going to play them all. All right. What the hell?
Which is funny because I'm actually sick, so I need to clear my throat. Hi guys. Hello, I'm back. I know you missed me.
Did we?
What did I do, man? It's been so long. It was regular season the last time I left the voicemail. So I went to the Flames game. The Flames won. That sucked. Was very expected. So the goal scoring record when I'm in attendance for a Kings hockey game this season was the Kings scored 3 goals to 15. They got outscored 15-3 when I was in attendance.
Oklahoma.
So that's cool. Actually, the 2 goals they scored in Colorado, I wasn't there yet. So really, fuck, you know. Anyways,
It's not helping your case.
Regular season anymore. It's postseason. And in fact, the Kings are still good at home. It's Friday today. It's game day. I think I'm driving the wrong way right now. It's game day. Game 3, in fact, and fuck's sake, bud. I think it's really funny that they're playing Calvin Pickard. He's in net tonight, so that's going to be interesting. I don't know what to expect. I want to say this just to be funny. I'm cautiously optimistic because, like, the Kings aren't going to sweep the Oilers, right? But they do need to steal one away on the road because, I mean, that's just your typical NHL vocabulary when answering questions.
Canned answers.
I want to say Kings are going to win, but it's going to be like game 1, where it's very close, very close. And I think Calvin Pickard and Darcy Cooper are going to both suck. And I think it's just going to come down to who can score more goals in 60 minutes.
Jordan Heckman, School of Hockey.
Yeah. I didn't think I was going to have to leave a second voicemail. I honest to God, Dennis, I swear, I was trying to just do one. I haven't even talked about.
But here we are.
Hannah gave me a ride home from the Staples Center. So she's awesome. She was awesome before that.
She's a time traveler, huh?
My favorite part was on the drive home, we didn't talk about hockey at all. We just caught up. It was very nice. And I'm about to get Mikey. So, Hannah, I love you. Thank you. You're the GOAT. And Michelle, thank you for the ride home in Colorado. You're the GOAT. Go, Kings, go! Wait, sorry. Hit a button.
Hit a butt.
Damn it.
Hit a butt. That's what you get.
Kings, go! Go, Kings, go! Go, Kings, go!
Call him back to finish his Go Kings Go.
And right in inside.
He knew exactly when he got Mikey.
All right, let's
His
finish
talent.
this out.
Okay, so we're going to talk about games 1 and 2. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to talk about games 1 and 2.
Gotta stop smoking, dude.
Game 1 was a shit show. It was awesome. It was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying. and like I don't really want to experience that again. It was a very entertaining game, though, especially if you're not a fan of either team. Next, game 2 was amazing. Game 2 was fucking awesome. I try not to cuss, but gosh dang it, man, that game was the bee's knees, I must say.
The bee's knees.
Quentin Byfield is amazing. Adrian Kepe is a dog. He is an absolute dog.
Dog.
Andrei Kuzmenko, if he doesn't get re-signed, I mean,
Yeah, you're speechless,
holy,
right?
dude.
Even thinking, you're speechless.
Who else? Who would you rather re-sign? Andrei Kuzmenko or Vladislav Gavrikov? You can only have one. Who would you rather re-sign?
Kuzmenko.
Okay, so how much time do I have? Perfect. Darnell Nurse is a piece of shit. You guys talked about it 2 episodes ago, I think in the last regular season thing, when he tackled fucking Quentin Byfield with his stick and then dug his fist into the back of Quentin Byfield's head. So that's one example. There's the headbutt to Phil Deneau. That's another example. And then in the very first series of Oilers Kings, what the fuck was that guy's name? Arthur Kaliev was on a break-ish away, not really. He had the puck on the boards, and he was going from the defensive zone into the offensive zone, neutral zone into the offensive zone, and Nurse was his guy. And so he just simply went around Nurse. And so Nurse tried to cross-check Kaliev while he was breaking towards the net on Mike Smith, and Kaliev, reverse hit him, and Nurse landed on his ass, locked his skates around Kaliev's ankle, and pulled on his feet. So, with his leg muscles, he pulled Kaliev's foot out from under him with his skates around Kaliev's skates. Kaliev goes down. The puck hits in between Kaliev's hands on the stick. He scores a goal, gets up to celebrate. Trevor Moore comes over, and fucking Darnell Nurse just puts a stick behind one of Moore's legs and just flings it as high up into the air as he can. Moore goes down, stands back up. They start a scruffle. That was one of the first examples. Hit a button. Magic Dragon, these nuts on your face. Get fucked, Jordan. Water bottle out.
Appropriate.
And I know that there's another example, but I can't think of it.
Mikey needs his own podcast.
Yeah.
But there has been an example
It's in the middle of ours.
Series. Every year, Darnell Nurse is like, "Oh, you think I'm a piece of shit?"
Just wait.
Right. Check this out. So
Hold my beer.
Hold my
I
stick.
think that's all I got. Game 3 prediction score-wise,
There it is.
be lower. Can be higher. Can be 5-4. 5-4.
Those are numbers.
No.
Numbers.
Yes. No. Yeah, 5-4. Fuck it. Okay. I've taken up enough of your time. Somebody hit a button.
Fuck you, Jordan.
Go, Kings, go! Go, Kings, go! Go, Kings, go!
Are there any more?
No, you're getting off easy just by showing up.
I guess. Yeah.
Just by default.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. We're done. We're gonna get out of here. I gotta go to bed. So yeah, tomorrow.
Voicemails.
I'll be driving again during the game, so I will just get to listen again. Maybe I'll ask Laura to drive, and I'll get to watch the game on my phone. Maybe that'll happen. So anyway, follow us everywhere. Kings Realm Pod. Subscribe, reviews, all that fun stuff. Leave us a voicemail. Send us a text message 562-317-0087. Did I say social medias? Kings Realm Pod. Yeah, do all that stuff. Miss you, Jordan.
Yeah, buddy.
We'll get you back here.
I thought he would have logged in by now.
I know. But for that guy, James Whitlock, I'm Dennis Wilson saying,
Go, Kings, go! Go, Kings, go! Go, Kings, go!
damn Damn, editing that is gonna be so nice.
Mm,
So good.
felt good.
Oh, so good.
Maybe you shouldn't be driving because we lose.
I don't have a choice. I have work on Monday. Jordan's sending his Instagram messages right now.
Oh,
So, anyways, I gotta go because I gotta get out of here. So,
Michelle said, "Fuck work."
yeah, I wish, but you know, when you're starting your own business, you gotta do it. So, good night, y'all. I don't know if you're staying, but I gotta go.
You want to just grab the files?
Yeah, if you can.
Let's stop it right now.
Leave studio. Studio. Let's see. Badoo.
There
Right, go to
and there. And there. Yeah.
343.
This means
at us.
no uploading files tonight. I love it. Yeah, it's funny. It's probably the same amount of time it's transferring to your computer.
Probably. All right, new find your window.
Dan's got some playoff towels. What else do I have in here for you guys?
Did everybody enjoy their editing
Class.
tutorial last week? Is this is it, right? 426, yeah. So we need mic 1,
1, 3.
mic 3, which by the way, I fucked it up, guys. I had to go back and fix it. I started listening next morning. I was like, oh, that's wrong. I got to fix that. My audio was not lined up properly. So James was like stepping on the end of my sentences.
Maybe, well, that could have just been me.
No, it was not. So even at the end, I was like, why is this so far off? James is never this far off. The delay is never that bad. Well, it's because I fucked up. So I had to go back and fix it and re-upload it.
Yeah, I got the boys playoff towels, at least for 1 and 2.
All right, let me pack this up. Can you unplug me over there? Power off.
There's that. All right. Yeah. Playoff towels. If they do, I'll grab you all towels if they do a thing at the end of the year where they just have a bunch of extra.
Oh, yeah. They usually do that.
They shape like jerseys. I have those too.
Amazing how many people leave these playoff towels behind. They just don't even take them.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I go and grab as many as I can in our section. Don't worry, Mikey. I'll find a way. I will find a way. Michelle, take them all as well. You got it. Find a way. Get you guys playoff towels. Let the Kings Realm be your source.
Say, if you need to ship something to somebody, Laura found this website. It saves you a shit ton of money. Pirateship.com.
Uh-huh.
Uses
It's
UPS.
a great name, by the way.
It is. And they they ship like a ton of stuff for people. And so you get to use their discount. Dude, it's fucking incredible. Something that would have cost me $70 to 2-day air cost me $18.
Jesus.
I was like, this is incredible.
Oh yeah. Michelle used them.
Yeah, it's so good. I couldn't believe how cheap it was. All right, I'm gonna go throw this in the car and then I'm gonna go grab.
Don't throw it. Just be gentle, please.
It's my computer. I'll throw it if I want to.
Well, fair enough. We're still up in the series, so I would. Yeah. All right. Anything else, anyone? There's motion in my driveway. Oh, collector of Penelopes. I like to hear that. You should show him the back wall of Penelope that's in studio. Screenshot that shit. Yeah, absolutely. You can piss Jordan and Dennis off and just have them just keep sending a message on a live broadcast, and we'll just talk whiskey the whole podcast. They talk beer all the time, so I could use somebody that just jumps on. Okay. I'll finish that story later. Okay, he's going again. All right, so then hey, what's up? Nothing. Just chatting. Just chatting.
From me?
No.
No.
What makes you think that?
No, never.
Yeah. It's got to go past 3 minutes. Oh, and in Vegas? That's awesome. They get a lot of stuff there. Currently doing the strip. I hope the strip enjoys it. His wife chews a bunch of fun ones. I'm going to assume we're talking about whiskey still. So then you know what he said? Hey, what's up? You're back.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, baby. Love you. All right, y'all. I'm going to call it a night as well. Get ready for tomorrow. We got a great game coming up. Yeah, we all love titties. I think everybody on here loves titties. Go Kings, go. We'll talk to you on Monday. Bye.